Welcome back to Better Kansas City. So we all know breakups can be tough and moving forward can be even more difficult. Joining us now to help us out with that is relationship coach Timmy Gibson. So we kind of need to put ourselves on a path to get over an ex. That can be hard.
Yeah, it is hard, especially if you were in love and you really found a deep connection with this person. It is difficult. I just met with a client last week that said, I'm just obsessing over my ex. I can't quit thinking about them. Help me, what do I do?
Okay, so when you're tapping into that, why is it so difficult to get over an ex or to forget them?
Well, oftentimes, especially with social media, I mean, this particular client, he was every day checking on Instagram. What has she posted? Who's she going on a date with? Where is she at? And so just obsessing, back in my day, it would be a picture frame that we'd had on the bedside table.
Right.
And I would say the same thing that I said then now is you have to remove yourself from that constant visual of that person. Otherwise, you're never going to get over them.
Okay, and this is a really interesting question, right? Because now social media is so prevalent, like in our lives. Do we remove them from the social media? Do we delete them off of Facebook?
Yeah, I say yes. If it's it is over and you're not friends, which is usually what happens initially. Initially, it's like, hey, it ends bad, whatever. I say yes, you should delete them off Facebook, you should delete them off your social media. In some cases, I even say, this seems kind of aggressive, but you might have to block them for yourself. You're not blocking them from you, you're blocking them so that you won't. It's like training wheels, because I always say you can't go to their Facebook every day and look at them and forget them. Like those two don't go together.
Right.
So you have to remove them from your social media.
Okay. Well, I think that's a little bit harsh, but you are the expert, so we'll listen to you. And let's talk about that, right? Is it possible to be friends with an ex? You kind of mentioned maybe not initially, but can you be friends with an ex?
I think so. After the initial hurt and those raw feelings are over, yes. I coach a lot of people that go through breakups, and the goal is always for reconciliation and to be friends again. But usually you're a little raw right after. And so those steps that you take are kind of the harsher steps you have to take to get to a place to where you can be in the same room with someone or see someone and not have those feelings of anger or hurt or you want to cry.
Well, it's pretty tough because you share so much of your life with someone. You're like, I want to be friends with them. But once you have decided this is broken and I need to move on, how do we do that?
Yeah. Once you remove them from social media so that you don't see them every day. And the other thing that a lot of clients struggle with is they want closure. So if you can get closure on the relationship, that is helpful for both parties. I know that, when I dated back in high school and college before I got married, there were girls that I really, really was crazy about. And if I didn't have the proper closure, it was hard for me to move on. But once I could really have that face-to-face and really have that closure, it was much easier for us to be friends and for me to move on and for them to move on and for us to be good.
Okay, well, that all makes perfect sense. Timmy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bill?
All right,